Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the podcast. It is Charlotte here. Kat is currently away, but I wanted to hop on this week to share with you a bit of an aha moment and a big shift I had this weekend that I know is really going to help you too. So, have you ever felt like there are just not enough hours in the day? Like you are constantly on a hamster wheel, running and running and running, doing all the things, not quite feeling how you want to feel at the end of it. And you don't get to the end of it. You don't get to the end of your to-do list. You're forever running. What I'd like you to do actually is just drop your shoulders for a moment, give them a wiggle, take a deep breath, just let that go a minute. Because that space is exhausting and you deserve so much better than that. And what I hope is that this episode is really going to help you not just gain some more time back in your day, but really give you some thoughts into how you can find more purpose and passion in your day as well. So this weekend, I realized that it is often when we have less time that we do more. And it's often when we have less time that we actually spend it better. So for me this weekend, I went into the weekend knowing that I had a full immersion course. So I had a 3-day course that I was going into. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Due to time differences, it was started at 4 p.m. and it finished at 1 a.m. So that was 9 hours over those 3 days. So 27 hours in total. Now, I went into that being quite aware that it was the weekend, and the weekend is also normally family time. And in realizing that, realized that I wanted to be present and fully immersed in this course that I was doing. But I also wanted that time to be present and connected to my family as well, because it was the weekend and that's what we do at the weekend. And I went into that busy weekend with those two intentions. And it was so clear to me what I wanted and how I wanted to feel. And the course kind of allowed me, obviously, I had the time from when I woke up to the course, but obviously, with it being the time difference and stuff, I did have a bit of rest in that as well. But what I found is being present with my family is something that has been, dare I say it, on my to-do list for a little while. I feel like work has maybe taken over a little bit because I love what I do and I want to do it every second of every day. But I also want to be present with my family, and I've not quite got that transition right recently. And I found this weekend that I was more present with my family than I have been in a little while, especially my girls. So the course would give me like a little 10-minute window of a break. And I went down, this is one moment I'll share with you from last night. And I went down in that 10 minutes and the girls were still awake. And I just lay in bed with them both. And we just had some lovely chats. And it hit me that I should be doing that more. Oh, I just said I should. But here we go. I could be doing that more. And I want to be doing that more. And it really hit me that this weekend was, on paper, a really busy one, and one that I could have let run away with me, but I didn't, because I got clear on two things. I wanted to be present and productive in the course, but I also wanted to be present in the time that I could with my family. So I want to share with you today that the key to having more time is having full clarity on how you want to spend it. I'm going to say that one more time. The key to having more time is having full clarity on how you truly want to spend it. Because in reality, we can spend a lot of time on things that don't truly light us up. In my eyes and in my own life, what we don't spend enough time on is figuring out what are the things that truly light us up. And this hit me like a ton of bricks this weekend. And it was a big shift in that I had, and a big raise in my standard for myself, that I'm not willing to let any more time drift me by not having those beautiful moments with my girls. 10 minutes, that was. Charlotte, you've always got 10 minutes. Always. That lit me up from the inside out. I was fully present. And the beautiful thing about the course is it was 10 minutes and it has a timer. So I knew I had 10 minutes. And here, before we start, I have got a takeaway for you, but that's powerful. If you've got a 10-minute window, go spend it wisely. Sometimes having that less amount of time is a really beautiful thing because we make the very most of it. So there are a lot of things that we do in a day, if we are truly honest with ourselves, that we could cut back on. Things that are just habits that don't light us up inside. I'm going to use one example: phones, scrolling, aimless scrolling. Does that light you up inside? I sure know it doesn't me. So we can grab time back in that way. But the takeaway that I really wanted to share with you in this episode is something that I did to get this beautiful result this weekend. And that was gaining that clarity on how I wanted to spend this weekend, knowing it was going to be a busy one. So the tool is grab a piece of paper and ask yourself, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Now, you could do this in terms of if you've got an hour window ahead of you right now, or you've got a full day, or you've got a full week that you want to really tap into this, however that works best for you. So how do I want to feel in this next hour, today, this week? Just write. Perfectly, imperfectly, messily. It can be a list. Write down those feelings, see what comes up, just start. Then the second thing that I'd like you to do is ask yourself on that piece of paper, what action can I take to make me feel this right now? What action is going to make me feel this right now? Write what comes out. And the third step, do it. Don't think about it. Do it. Another example of this for me that I'd like to share with you is, and I do this often, with wanting to feel more connected to my husband, because life gets busy, right? And we can easily find ourselves being ships in the night, doing different things, getting busy and not really seeing each other. So if I want to feel connected to my husband, sometimes I'll do this to myself. I'm like, what's going to make me feel like that right now? Go over there and give him a hug for no other reason then I want to just feel connected to you right now. And I want to just park all this busyness and actually figure out what our connection means the world to me. So I don't think about it. I just do it. And every time is the most beautiful moment. And it's things like that that we truly want, right? But yet the busyness and the hecticness of life gets in the way. So, in using these 3 steps today, I hope that you do it and grab that time, that purpose, and that passion back in your life. Because what I realized this weekend was the busyness isn't going to stop. And there is a quote that I really, really love. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you are the pilot. And that lands with me a lot because I am. You are. We get to decide how we spend our time. Yes, there's things that we have to do, but spend just a little bit of time figuring out what are those things that you truly want to do. Because if we don't get the clarity on that, if we don't spend that time just getting clear on what that looks and feels like to us, we're never going to get there. So I'd love to know how you find this today. Share your takeaways with me. Share when you've done this. Share what you feel. Share your results with us. Gift yourself this moment in time. It could literally be 5 minutes on a piece of paper. Grab a scrap piece of paper, grab an envelope from a letter you've just opened, and just, how do I want to feel today? What action can I take that is going to make me feel it right now? Then do it and be so proud of yourself when you do. For me this weekend, I wanted to be present with my girls. So I grabbed that 10 minutes and I went and did that. I wanted to feel connected to my husband, so I went and gave him a hug. Those little things in life are what makes life amazing, but we miss it when we get too busy. So I hope this episode brings you more time and more purpose back into your life, because that's what life's all about. Sending you all so, so much love today. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And we will be back, both Kat and I, next week for another episode of the podcast. Wishing you a beautiful week ahead, guys. Go and make it exactly what you want it to be and be so proud of yourself as you do.